Hi everybody, so today's episode is going to cover our question series, but we've kind of gotten some direction to have it be a little bit more thematic in each episode. And so today's question specifically, I'll ask Ben, and they'll be focused on how to pick the right coach for you. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just dive right in. So we're going to keep kind of the same format as we have been doing, where we'll ask the questions and then come back to elaborate on some
quick
answers.
answer and then elaborate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I haven't seen the questions.
That's true. Okay. First question. Do you need a coach?
No.
Do you need to be a successful athlete to be a successful coach?
Yes.
Should a coach specialize in the type of athlete or distance?
To an extent.
Is the location of your coach important?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, that was it of my questions.
Those are good. What was the first one?
The first one was, do you or does anyone need a coach?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't really think in your first year of triathlon you necessarily need one or should even have one.
Yeah.
It's good to figure yourself out a little bit just on you for a while before you have somebody come in and kind of interfere with your workouts. Redneck's driving by. Interfere with your workouts, give you workouts, kind of change your system. Mm-hmm. It's good to have you always want to have a basic understanding of what the sport is, how to train, how to race, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
I agree. I think I didn't have a coach.
You did have a coach for a long time.
For a long time. And I think that worked for me. Yeah, and you didn't either, right?
No, I used to just write down what I would do every day in a notebook.
Yeah.
And I would just progress it. It wasn't until, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years before I got a coach.
Yeah.
I definitely had a good enough understanding of myself and of the sport where, when I did get a coach, I kind of knew if it was good or not. I'm very fortunate. I had some very good guidance in getting my first coach. Delmo really helped me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, get to the right coach.
Yeah.
Which was really cool of him, and he helped me a lot too when I was in early years of the sport. But yeah, you don't need a coach. What a coach should help you with is when you're trying to optimize.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Or if you say you go to your local sprint Olympic and you podium your age group.
Yeah.
The coach should then be able to take you to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
But the coach shouldn't be this is how you overcome your fear of swimming in a lake.
Yeah.
That isn't...
Yeah.
That is something you need to figure out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No one is going to be able to give you that confidence.
Yeah.
I mean,
from biased, but I think the most similar thing I can say is from my experience of having lost my dad in a cycling accident, me being comfortable riding my bike outside wasn't something I could ask a coach to get me to.
Yeah, your coach isn't prepared for that question.
Yeah, that's an unfair burden to put on any coach.
Yeah.
That's an internal issue.
Yeah.
But I do think I turned to coaches when it was feeling like I worked on plans and had pretty good success on just working on a plan.
Yeah, you won races without a coach.
Yeah. But I think that when you get to a point where the plan either isn't individualized enough or isn't factoring enough different goals you have in mind, that was always kind of my thing, then it might be time for a coach.
Yeah. I always had trouble with the extreme detail, tapering or proper ramping. I always had problems with that, doing it myself.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because I would just train myself constantly as hard as I could every single day. Yeah, but honestly, if you're just starting out and you don't have a coach, train as hard as you can every single day. You'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you start off with a coach right away, spoiler alert, they're always going to err on the side of caution.
Of course, yeah.
Because they don't want to blow you up or injure you.
Yeah.
Or they don't totally know how to push you hard enough. And if you start giving them this feedback where it's like, oh my God, my legs hurt walking up the stairs. Yeah. Like, welcome to every single day of our lives.
Oh, totally. Totally. But I think that's a good point, too, in that it's important for you to know, as the athlete, what too tired is.
Totally. Yeah,
because, because there's all the time that, like, we'll start a workout, an easy run or whatever, and the first 2 miles, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm super tired. But, like, that's part of the endurance training.
Yeah, it's training. Run on tired legs. Get ready for a triathlon.
Okay, so then the next one was, do you need to be a successful athlete to be a successful coach? And part of this came from, I'm subscribed to a million different training platforms and coaching ideology websites and blogs. And one of them had been saying, do you need to be an elite athlete to be an elite coach? And it kind of raised this question of, do you need to be a successful athlete to be a successful coach?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how there's tons of different terms of success, which is cool. Like, from a coaching standpoint, yeah, you're a successful athlete, you're elite, you're pro, you're elite age grouper, you're sports performance professional, whatever. They're just going to have a bigger knowledge base.
Yeah.
And they're going to have more experience. And experience and experiences matter. Like, I got 4 seconds overall in races before I won a race. Mike taught me how to win a race. You know what I mean? Like, he taught me how to train really, really hard.
Yeah.
But he taught me how to win a race.
Yeah.
So when you go to somebody who wasn't a successful athlete, meaning, not your pointy end of the races, you're way more likely to fall into this trap of sign up for a race, maybe an Ironman, train for it, realize, oh my God, training is hard, this is hard, do your Ironman, and then 2 or 3 years you're out of the sport.
Yeah.
Where,
that's a really good point.
Yeah, right? Like, that experience I just told you about, all these second places, like, that was time I was willing to put in.
Yeah, the build.
To build.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, that's the only way to get good. The only way to get good is to train a lot.
Yeah, over years.
With tons of volume and intensity and over years.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a decade.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, the people who aren't successful athletes, guess what? They could have been. They could have been. Because nobody taught me how to swim, bike, or run.
Yeah.
I taught myself. All freaking 3. I taught myself how to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody taught me, like, when people guided me eventually, but I started at the same point a lot of people start from. The only thing I did was wake up and didn't hit snooze every single day. You know what I mean?
You're the king of no snooze.
I'm the king of no snooze. So, yeah. Your coach should be a successful athlete. Yeah. It should be. And we've, go ahead.
Maybe there's some distinction to, like, if maybe your coach's success should be aligned with your goals as the athlete. So, like, maybe if what means success to you is someone having just completed an Ironman, then having a successful coach might mean just an athlete, or just a coach who has completed athletes and coached people to Ironman completion.
I'm going to do the chess analogy.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I like to play chess. Like, I'm not very good at chess, but I play it every day. I think I played, 1,000 games last year.
How many hours do you think?
A lot. But if I played a chess master, he can do everything I can do.
Yeah.
I can't do everything he can do.
Yeah, very true.
It's the exact same thing. So even if your like ideologies align, somebody at a higher level can still do it better.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
all squares are rectangles, but not all
rectangles are squares. That was a pretty good one. Yeah. Yeah. We've learned from really good coaches too.
Yeah.
I've learned more from every single one of the 4 coaches I've had than I did from one half of a day at the USAT course.
Yeah, it's a good
And I actually got the USAT cert when you had to go to the course. You couldn't just do it online. Like, I had to go to the weekend course.
Yeah, and get a ticket in
And
Staten
it was
Island.
like, I did get a ticket in Staten Island. Oh, I hate that place. And, like, that shouldn't be the litmus test to being responsible for someone else's training. I knocked the sticker over.
That's okay.
That don't worry.
We got we cut that part out.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, you take that knowledge that you've learned. If you're at a high level, you have a high-level coach. So you learn from them, and you essentially scale for all your athletes, regardless of ability level. You don't find somebody to coach you at basketball who doesn't know how to shoot or isn't good at it. It doesn't matter if you're currently not good at it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If your current ideology is the same as the coach, this is going to bring us probably to our next question, but, like, you're looking in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
You want to, man, we just watched the new Star Wars. The newer ones, which are okay.
I think they're great.
But, like, what did Yoda say about, like, the apprentices? They are what we grow beyond. Or,
we are what they grow beyond.
We are what they grow beyond.
Yeah.
And that's so true. Like, I want you to grow beyond me because I want to have taught you everything I know.
Yeah. And
then you either go off on your own or we grow together or you move on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. How fitting for May the 4th.
Yeah, I didn't even realize.
But yeah, that's a really good point too. And I think that will get into our topics next week of evaluating a coaching relationship, but I think that's really important.
Yeah.
The next one that you kind of were leading into was, should a coach specialize in a type of athlete or a distance? And particularly in the type of athlete that you were kind of getting into, like being a beginner coach or an exclusively elite level coach. To your point, a lot of the same principles are going to make everyone better. So, like, there's less distinction in there than people think.
Yeah, for sure. Unless you're like a youth coach.
Yeah.
If you specialize in youth triathlon, that's one thing. But yeah, like, if your coach is like short distance, long distance, whatever specialty is, like, for whatever reason they got suckered into paying for that certification.
Yeah.
And, like, the same principles apply. And this is why you go with someone with experience, right? Because, like, you and I have world championship qualified in Ironmans. Mm-hmm. We've won sprints, won Olympics, won halves. So, like, if you have the experience, and that's not, I know, like, I sound arrogant when I say that, but, like, it's not, when you work for a decade at something, like, you're damn right we did.
Yeah, and it's more indicative of the time spent.
Yes, correct. Like,
the hours long.
I didn't, after my first or second season, I wasn't like, why can't I be as fast as him? Mm-hmm. Or what's it going to take for me to win?
We'll have a swear chart.
Years. It's going to take years. And if you're not willing to accept that it's going to take years, get out.
Yeah.
Get out. It's the only way. Or just have it be a fun, healthy hobby with your friends.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the most important first
yes.
thing.
Yeah. Yes.
So many people, I think, start even as a beginner
like,
with these like big aspirational goals. But the first steps, and that's even kind of more what was my intention of asking do you need a coach? I kind of think the most important first thing
is having a team.
Yeah, and like start to like this thing. Yeah. Because then it will be part of your life forever and you'll develop these friendships. And like Ben and I met doing the sport. And like it will change your life if it's this thing that is anchoring other facets of your life, like your community and your health and all these other parts. Just saying that like you're in it because you have these bucket list things to check off.
Yeah, check them off and leave.
Yeah, but you'll never even have a great...
No, you won't like it.
...coaching relationship. Yeah. You'll never have a great, huge amount of success even, I wouldn't think.
You won't. Yeah. I know that was like a specialty question, and we went off a little bit of a tangent.
A little bit.
But like, no, you don't need a specialty.
Yeah.
Like, guess what? Everybody's busy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's time crunched.
Yeah.
Right? I'm waking up in 8 hours to go to work, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm still going to work out twice tomorrow, and I'm still going to go back to work in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care. I don't care what your, like, responsibilities, family, work, that comes first.
Yeah, absolutely.
It comes first. So, like, triathlon comes in, at best, second, right?
Yeah, and hopefully, like, fourth or fifth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but, like, for me, it comes second, right? Because, like, my wife comes first. My family comes first.
Yeah.
But triathlon's before my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's rare.
So, like, well, it kind of is my job, but, like, yeah, I get the whole, like, busyness. Get someone who's also busy, knows how to do it. But, like, you as an athlete need to have some sort of accountability and say, these are my opportunities to train.
Yes.
Let your coach give you those opportunities. Don't miss those opportunities.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. And to your point, everyone is structuring their priorities in life, be it work or family or anything, with training and all that stuff. So there's no one who's uniquely time crunched.
Correct.
Everyone's time crunched.
Yeah, man.
Time is time.
Kyle just PR'd his 70.3 with a 6-month-old, 7-month-old, 8-month-old at home. But, like, 2 kids.
Yeah.
He's got a job. You know what I mean? He couldn't ride with us because he was taking his daughter to swim lessons. Like, he is doing it.
Yeah, totally.
Right? And, like, but he, as an athlete, takes accountability. Mm-hmm. You know? And when something is wrong, he tells me. And we talk about it, we move forward. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no specialization. Like, yeah, don't get an Ironman coach who's never done an Ironman.
That's also a good point, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that falls into the second question of what means success to that person. Like, don't get an athlete, or don't get a coach who isn't successful in the way you want them to be successful. Yeah.
But, like, yeah, go ahead.
The last one is location important? And I've kind of gone back and forth on this. You've certainly worked with coaches who weren't local. Mm-hmm. You have athletes who aren't local.
Yeah.
Less, but
less
some.
Local. Yeah.
I've worked with coaches who were more distant if I, like, moved. I think having a coach who's local, ideally in your own home and married to you. But
having a coach who does all your training sessions with you is ideal. You can just draft off of constantly every Friday.
But there's something nice about the community.
Yeah, ideally you train with your coach, honestly. Like, I know what some of my athletes are capable of because I train with them so much. Like,
that's a good point.
Even today, like, Corey just ran a 103 in Broad Street. Shout out to Corey flying at Broad Street. She's ridiculous.
Yeah, 11th in her age group out of, like, 40,000 people.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But, you know, Broad Street's 10 miles. And 2 weeks ago, I ran a long run with her of, like, 14 miles maybe. 7 of which were at, like, 6:30 pace. Mm-hmm. So I'm not guessing when I come up with a race plan for her. I'm next to her. I can feel her, right? Like, I know exactly how she runs. Mm-hmm. I can hear her breathing. Like, that is such a benefit.
Yeah.
It's such a benefit. And, like, we've seen people get race plans from their coaches, and they would say it, people who we've trained with, and, like, they'll say it to us, and we'd be like, oh, no.
Yeah, like, how
you can't do, like, I know you can't do that, because, like, I just swam next to you. I know you can't do what they're telling you to do. Like, when's the last time they actually saw you swim, bike, or run? Yeah. Right? So, like, yeah, that's a massive, massive advantage.
Yeah,
I think it's a massive advantage.
Yeah, I agree. The group workouts, I think, too. Everyone was even saying this morning that we all ran faster than we maybe would have if we were just running on our own. Yeah. And it's part of that, like, group environment. Like, when you're all working together, you fall into, like, a natural cadence with people, and you're talking, and you're distracted, and all of a sudden, you've run 13 miles or whatever, faster than you expected to.
And this is the other thing that doesn't make sense with some like coaching styles. We don't do anything revolutionary.
Yeah.
It's just hard work every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. King of not hitting snooze.
Yeah, don't hit snooze. Check box.
Yeah.
Green on training peaks. These are important things, right? It's funny how like it's so. Again, this is the last thing I'll actually say for the whole thing. It's funny how like everyone's like consistency above all. Nothing more important than consistency, but they're like, oh, well, training peaks shouldn't have red and green because it's like bad to look at. But you're preaching consistency, so how about we just hit more greens than reds?
Yeah.
And
it's red for a reason.
It's red for a reason.
Yeah.
So, like, if your athlete is hitting red all the time, you, as a coach, need to find the best plan for them, which is the plan they can actually do.
Yeah.
The attainable work.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. It has to be the most attainable work for them.
Yeah.
That's the best plan for everybody.
Yeah, it's how they'll get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, I know there's like the idea that seeing the red is like a negative feeling, but it's supposed to be a negative feeling.
Yeah, good.
That's why it's red.
Good. You should be like, well, I don't want red next week.
Yeah.
Don't get red next week. You shouldn't want it.
That's how it's designed.
Yeah, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That was it. That's all I had. I think next week our questions are going to be more focused on how and when and by what metrics to evaluate your coaching relationship.
Yeah, I think that's smart to kind of go like how to match with the coach, how to get the most out of your coaching relationship, we'll say. And then you get into whatever, training, racing, etc., and have these like good overarching themes to each of these. So I think that's cool.
So send along any questions that you have or put them in the comments. And we'll see you next week.